So today we have some major changes to Social Security that we need to get to, simply because President Donald Trump has been campaigning and promising the American people there are some major tax cuts coming, specifically tax cuts for those that are working overtime, getting paid in tips, and for Social Security beneficiaries. Well, we need to discuss this because according to recent reports, now multiple lawmakers are a little bit unsure about the direction that we are going. So I want to break this down, explain what is happening and how this could impact Social Security and the 70 plus million people that are currently collecting benefits. So make sure you stick around and watch this entire video and I'll explain exactly what is going on. But first, before I do, all I ask is one thing, takes 2 seconds, go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates, and now let's begin. So over the past couple of months, we have heard a lot of proposals and ideas and thoughts going on surrounding Social Security and how the federal government could better position the American people for the future. What we do know, and these are the facts, is that the Social Security Trust Fund will become insolvent sometime in 2033 or 2034, meaning that you are still going to receive a benefit for Social Security at that time. However, it will not be at 100% of your monthly benefit amount. It would likely be around 80%, meaning a 20% drop immediately. Now, that's concerning. But that is just where it starts. Look at this right here. It says Social Security changes proposed by President Trump could be bad news for retirees. Now, I was reading The Motley Fool, and I want to go over this because I have touched on this in the past, but I think a lot of people in that specific video were pretty much calling me out saying, I didn't want this because I'm not on Social Security. And that's not true. Let me just read this, and then we'll go over it. It says right here, Donald Trump during his recent presidential campaign promised on several occasions that he would not touch Social Security. But he has also proposed eliminating federal income tax on benefits, overtime pay, and tips, all of which provide funding for the Social Security program. This is the issue. And this is where many lawmakers say they don't know if we have what it takes to get that through. Here's the reason why. And I talked about this yesterday as well. President Trump wants to pass something that they're calling the Big Beautiful Bill. The Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, he's trying to get this pushed through. He'd like to get the majority of it done before July 4th because they do go on a week-long break. Or maybe it's 2 weeks, but they go on a break. Now, here's the issue though. In the House and the Senate, Republicans have a very slim majority. All it takes, I believe, in the Senate is 2 Republicans to defect. And if they do that and they vote with Democrats, then Republicans do not have the votes to get this passed. In the House, again, it's very slim as well. But here's the reason why it's an issue. What they are now discussing is this big, beautiful bill. It's we're gonna see elimination of taxes or federal income taxes for overtime pay, elimination of taxes for tips, and elimination of taxes on Social Security benefits. We're also going to see additional funding going to border security. That costs money. We're also going to see they're going to increase the deficit by $5.3 trillion. That right there is only needed in order to deficit spend, which is something we have to do in order to do all those tax, his tax agenda, as well as extend the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017. Okay, this is where it gets interesting. According to reports, the Republican Party wants to use $1.5 trillion, okay, of the savings from DOGE. They want to save money by eliminating jobs. They want to get rid of federal office buildings, including the Social Security Administration buildings in some cases. There's several that have closed over the past couple of months. So they want to save money, and they want to save about $1.5 trillion. Here's the problem. We are going to increase our national deficit, okay? We're going to push the debt ceiling up, and we're going to deficit spend. Many Republicans say we cannot do that. We need to pay down our debt. But instead, we're going the opposite direction. And so here's the reason why I bring this to your attention. They are saying right now they don't know if this is a good idea because it would likely increase the chances of insolvency. It would make it come sooner rather than later. That's a problem. And again, I bring this up because millions of Americans, 72 million Americans, every single month receive a payment from Social Security. This is something that they need. Okay? We can't just mess around with this. Now, here's what you need to understand. If something doesn't get done to Social Security, there's not some massive Social Security reform, and this will be the biggest Social Security reform we have seen in decades. If something doesn't happen, likely over the next 3 years under the Trump administration, according to multiple experts, they say that the next administration will not touch Social Security. It's going to be one of those, it's going to be something that could be political suicide for anybody that touches it. The Trump administration could touch it because this is the second term of the Trump administration. He will not be back in office. With that said, they also say that, and this is also coming from the former Social Security Commissioner, he says that in his honest opinion, he believes that nothing's going to happen to Social Security to improve it. It's only going to get, like incrementally worse. But again, means your benefits are still going to be there. But in the long run, it's going to be worse. Meaning that come 2032, 2033, just right before the date where Social Security does become insolvent, he believes that's when Congress is going to finally step up and say, look, we saved you. This is what we did. Vote for us. That's what's going to happen. Again, I don't know if that is exactly what's going to happen, but it's a problem. Now, get this. President Trump is looking at the $1.5 trillion in savings from DOGE, okay, in order to pretty much pass this big, beautiful bill, which is a lot of tax cuts, the extension of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, right? Okay, great. Here's the issue. Look at this right here. A federal judge temporarily restricts DOGE's access to personalized Social Security data. It says under the order, DOGE staffers may still access Social Security data that's been redacted or stripped of anything personally identifiable. Okay. Now, why am I showing you this in an update? Why does this matter? Everyone's thinking, oh, that's great. I don't want DOGE to have access to any of my information. And I get that. Here's the concern. According to reports, DOGE was anticipating we were going to see the bulk of the savings. Keep in mind, DOGE wanted to save $2 trillion. I don't think that's going to happen. So now President Trump wants to save $1.5 trillion. I don't know if that's going to happen. Because according to DOGE, just the other day, I'll show you this right here. As of April 14th, DOGE, okay, you can see right here, this is the last update. DOGE has saved the federal government $155 billion. But here's the issue. DOGE was anticipating there was going to be so much fraud, so much abuse, so much wasteful spending in Social Security that that's where they're going to get the bulk of their money, from Social Security. That's not looking likely. Not only is it becoming more and more, I don't want to say it's becoming more and more evident that there's no fraud. There is fraud. Okay, there is abuse. There is wasteful spending in every single government agency. Okay, we know that, but we have to find it. That's the difficult part. And with what this judge just did, it's going to make it difficult to find any fraud, any abuse, or wasteful spending. But then keep this in mind. This is coming from a friend of mine, okay, who works for a U.S. senator. he is saying that you're going to find more lawmakers pushing back against DOGE, especially those that have been in office for several years. The ones that want DOGE to continue working, find the fraud, find the abuse, find the wasteful spending, those people, those lawmakers, those are new because they haven't been through the ringer. They don't know what's been going on. They don't know what's been hidden from the American people. So what he's saying is the lawmakers that have been there for quite some time, they don't want this to really happen. They don't want us to find the savings, because if they find the savings, there's likely going to be additional investigations to figure out who was the one responsible. And when they find that, do they then go put those people in jail? Do they then go expose them? Again, we don't know. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because DOGE is responsible for saving the federal government money. If they don't save the money, do we have the money to go and push through with this elimination of federal income taxes for overtime income, for tips, and for Social Security benefits? I don't know. All I can tell you is there are so many things that they're questioning. Every single lawmaker is going to have to vote. Do they vote in favor of this or against it? We don't know. But all I can tell you right now is if you think your Social Security benefits are just going to go up, because Elon Musk promised that what DOGE is doing, and he said the work that DOGE is doing is only going to benefit Social Security. It's only going to benefit, increase Social Security payments. That's it. And yeah, it might, but most likely in the next 8 years. Instead of seeing a cut, we see it just stays the same. But as far as an increase, again, I don't know. There's discussions, potentially seeing an increase in the next year. But again, if they can't find the money to save Social Security from insolvency in the next 8 to 9 years, I don't think they're going to continue and increase just the monthly benefit for 72 million people. It's just going to cost too much money. Even though it's going to benefit the American people, benefit the U.S. economy, I think it just costs too much money, and so they're not going to push forward. But we're going to see what happens. There are some changes coming, and as we get more information on those changes, on the potential cuts, on the potential increases, I promise I will bring you all the latest news and updates as soon as we get it. But as of today, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.